the shocking reason behind the skyrocket gas prices. As you know, guys, in the year of 1910, the prices of 1 barrel of oil stood around, 61 cents per barrel. And today it stands about a massively $100 and $4 per barrel at the time of shooting this video, which is more than 100 times the prices in existence in the 19th century. However, the price of one oil per barrel price has never been steady. If you look at the fluctuation of prices, you will be surprised to know that it plays with supply and demand. No more demand in the market, especially during wars or economic crisis. In June 2008, the price per barrel was a gigantic $147 a barrel. But by December the same year, it was down to about $36 per barrel. According to experts, such a massive rise and fall in the oil prices is done by major producers of countries and companies. Some of these countries include Saudi Arabia, Russia, America. Moreover, these fluctuations in oil prices are responsible for a massive change in gas prices, thus putting pressure on the budget of consumers and on your wallet. Who is left to pay with no option? Well, the businesses. They can't do business without oil or gas. Although there are many factors responsible for the changes in gas prices, let us begin with the sole perpetrator, which has been affecting oil and gas prices for more than a century. Do not forget also, guys, to watch to the end. We will be talking about taking massive steps towards stopping these giant oil companies from increasing their production in the price of oil, saving you money. The story of enormous fluctuation in oil and gas prices can be traced back to the beginning of 20th century, when the devastation World War I began. Due to the high demand of supply and demand, supply issues, the price per barrel instantly doubled from 95 cents per barrel to about $1.98 in 1930, during the same period of war. However, when demand normalized after the war, the price went down to 97 cents per barrel. Surprisingly, it shot up again to $1.99 during World War II and during the industrial boom period of 1948. As the US and several major international oil companies dominated the oil industry till 1959, the Organization of Petroleum Exportation Countries, also known as OPEC, was created to counter the monopoly existed by the US and these giant corporations. Countries that were included in the OPEC included Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Venezuela, Qatar, Libya, Algeria, Nigeria, Saudi Arabia, and of course the United States of Emirates. A massive shift in the prices began when OPEC countries in 1973 exposed an oil ban on the US and Western European countries supporting Israel during the Yom Kippur War, I believe, against the Arabs, during which oil prices jumped from $3 a barrel to about $12 a barrel. Although the ban by the OPEC countries did result in a global recession, it should be noted that the average consumer suffered from 4 times increase in the price of barrel because of the disagreement between OPEC and Western countries. And if we were to talk about Russia, then it will be no surprise to know that about 40% of Russia's federal budget comes along from the exports of oil barrels to various countries like US, UK, Germany, France, and Poland, and Belgium. However, as these countries have now banned exporting oils from Russia, the rise of the current oil gas prices can be understood. Furthermore, around 60% of its exports consist only from oil barrels. And in 2021, Russia made about $500 million from oil exports every single day, which clarifies the actual reason behind its massive army. Other reasons for the fluctuation in oils and gas prices include, number one, guys, on our list would be government push on climate change. Climate disasters like floods, wildfires, and electrical vehicle are changing their ways. As the world is shifting towards renewable sources and energy, the oil and gas industry is also facing effect from every angle. Government policies providing an incentive to electric car makers to give them enough hints to increase their production level on EVs, vehicles, and their cost to produce more and more EVs. And the result, reducing the dependency on oil, thus demonstrating big oil companies that taking complete advantage of the current situation till the oil and gas automatically fades away from the market. 2, guys, regulatory issues. With more rigorous environmental compliance and regulations and the banning of new drilling leases on federal lands by the United States, Many new oil and gas companies are facing massive obstacles in establishing their business in this industry, thus reducing the amount of production on one hand and increasing the prices of limited supply on the other and in the market. Number 3, guys, would be lower interest from investors. The role of an investor plays a massive role in the production and expansion of oil and gas companies. However, it's also heavily contributed in keeping the prices higher in the market. With the average of Tesla and other electronic car makers and banks and markets, giant investors are now reluctant to invest into the oil companies, and with good reason. So this was an in-depth analysis of how the oil producers try to take advantage of the supply and demand of the market and you and your family. And it is true that without the use of such fossil fuels, the economy could go down almost overnight. Nevertheless, if such enormous fluctuation in oil and gas prices carry on, and in the future, it could damage the economy even more than it could imagine. Furthermore, by not forgetting the positive side of rising oil prices, we believe that it is in time we should focus on electrical vehicles, a contribution not only to clean the environment, but also to eradicate our dependency on such harmful chemicals and fossil fuels. Not to forget, after noticing a strong link between war and oil prices, it is assumed that World War III, if it happens, then oil prices could take no time in touching the sky. So what do you think about the massive fluctuation in oil and gas prices? Do you think we should shift toward electronic vehicle car immediately? Or do you think we should stick with our gas vehicles for now until EVs become more, well, normalized? Tell us in the comment section below, guys. And if you have any questions or suggestions, feel free to mention them in the comments below. I do love to read what you have to say, and I will surely respond to any comments. And guys, don't forget to press the like button and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our future videos.